Hey guys, so if you do happen to get a glimpse of my kitchen, ignore it, because we're in the middle of finishing up all the stuff we didn't do when we remodeled. Like the trim is finally up around my door, yay. Okay, we're gonna start with, this will be in the video, but this is Riley's area. This first cabinet, this is mine. Down here we have all the stuff I use to take my pictures and envelopes and stuff for when I do giveaways. And over here is some odds and ends. Sorry it's so dark in here. There's some movies in there I don't want the kids touching, some mixed media stuff. I take this when I go on like to crops and craft events. These are the mats for my brother's scan and cut. Okay, so I have them in alphabetical order. And if they have coordinating dies, so we have Alta New here. This is background stamps in general. That's the only one that's not by company. So all my 6x6 background stamps are under background stamps. So we have every company that I have bought a stamp set from so far. Picket Fence, actually. This is my first stamp set by them, so I have to make them a section. We have H through L in here, and then M through P, and then R through S, and then Y through Z up here. Stuff that my kids dumped in here, all their saved change and stuff. Maker. This is the antique paper cutter that gives you like the deckled edge that I got from my grandmother. Extra coffee filters for when I heat emboss. The diamond kit, one of those diamond painting kits. I bought the kids one for Christmas last year. Bought myself one as well and have not even touched it yet. Distress paints that I've decided to keep. And a couple of distress sprays. Some Krylon spray. Some chalk markers. Some more distress sprays, extra foam circles, extra distress glaze. And then on the top shelf there, there's some like ideology, Tim Holtz ideology stuff. My ruler and my compass. What else is in there? And some mixed media stuff. Paintbrushes and my water cup. And these are some inks. I don't know what to call them. Liquid acrylic. That one's ink. I wonder how those would look with alcohol inks. I wonder if that's doable. Usually I have a box of rubber gloves sitting here. That's all I have left because my kids like to use them when they pick up the yard after the dog goes out. Alcohol inks in here that don't fit in my two containers. And then a needle. I don't know what even you call that. Can't think of the word. You guys know I can't think of words often. Some Yupo. Alcohol ink, pans, I don't know what to call those. 2 containers of alcohol inks, isopropyl alcohol. I keep everything alcohol ink in here, like anything I would use on alcohol ink, backgrounds, straws, paintbrushes, foam applicators, a toothbrush, my blending tools, and this has Yupo and cut up poster board in it. And in the top there, I keep all the used pieces of foil that I can still use on alcohol ink backgrounds. I have my Xyron sticker machine back there, but it needs a refill. And this is where I keep all my extras. So extra removable double-sided tape, extra full stick Post-its for masking, extra foam tape from Dollar Tree, extra rolls of double-sided adhesive, extra felt applicators that I cut myself for the alcohol ink tool. I use these for alcohol ink. This is alcohol lift ink for the alcohol lift ink pad, and an extra one of those. This has isopropyl alcohol in it, and so does this. And I also have extra foam squares. I just hang my extra bags and stuff in there. My heater. The kitchen is always 10 degrees colder than the rest of the house. This is Riley's desk. She gets mad when I take it over with my stuff. I've promised I'd stop doing that. This is Riley's. You guys will see her go through all that. I keep my art easel and canvases and my quilting cutting mat over here. Excuse me. This is my other cabinet. Down there I keep all my sewing thread, and that's like a portable ironing board. There's more canvases behind there. More canvas here. Paints. Oh, that's a box of like sewing oil for the sewing machine, Velcro, zippers, etc. Then we have solid color fabric. I know you know this isn't a sewing craft room tour, but this is my entire craft room. I have all my fabrics sorted by pattern. They all have stickers on them, and there's fabric upon fabric upon fabric. Electronic items that have been taken away. That's my hiding spot. More paint stuff. That's supposed to be in here. Riley hides her Play-Doh and kinetic sand and stuff in here so that Jax can't get to it. My spray starch, more fabric, quilting tools, binding, and some pictures my kids have made. Or pictures of them. You get the idea. That's it for that. I keep my printer here and everything I need to pay bills and etc. there. That's my chair that I end up spending a lot of time in. Then we have, keep all my stuff in there, and Riley's hair stuff. That way I never don't know, you know, she likes to lose hair ties, so at least this way I know where they are. I keep my Red Bull in here, my makeup in here. Bought myself some chocolate today because it was 50% off. Band-Aids, because the kids like to use them for no reason. Down my machine, because I've been sick a lot. But down here, all those containers have more sewing stuff in them. So that's where I keep the rest of the sewing stuff. Plastic snaps, Velcro, elastic for baby items, stuff like that. And then this goes under my sewing machine. I made that, and I also made a cover for the sewing machine. That's my sewing machine. While I'm down here, this cupboard has my P-Touch label maker, some press and seal I use when I'm making cards, the pedal for my machine, and the plug. I keep them under here unless I'm using the sewing machine. Parchment paper for the laminator. Dryer sheets I use with the die cutter when the dies start sticking. This is where I keep my Nuvo drops, my glazier pastes, my glimmer pastes, my liquid watercolors, my distress glaze, all my drops. Stone drops, dream drops, vintage drops, regular drops, shimmer powder, all of it. I actually got this on Amazon and I need another one. So I don't have curtains up on here yet. I still haven't debating on whether or not when he finishes the trim, if I want to put them up, because these paper ones black out the sun when I don't want it and give me a lot of sun when I open them up all the way and use the clips. So even though it's not pretty, here, let me move back a little. They do the job when it comes to natural light for crafting. Usually this chair is up here, and this is where I do spend most of my time. I know that's not a big area. I moved it here for a reason, to make this entry smaller so that I can block it with my chair and keep Jax from playing back there. And I stand when I make cards, so I don't need a chair back there. So let's start right here. I keep my extra heat tool in here, my Dremel. When I'm not using it, the Project Life tool, I'll show it to you, it's hanging up right now, is in here. All my extra Dremel pieces. And then I have this box with glitter paper, extra paper from card kits and stuff like that. This is a 100-pound gray cardstock I got off of Amazon. It's good for card bases. It's a little thin, so I didn't use it all the time. It wasn't what I expected it to be. I'd say I probably bought index because I wasn't paying attention, and maybe this is 80 pounds rather than 100. These actually, this is tonic mirrored cardstock. I have to move that. I have a different spot for that. And then we have more mirror and glitter cardstock back here, and some slimline longer envelopes. This is what I have left for my 12 by 12 paper and cardstock. And then some smaller pattern paper. And this is like paper. One of these came from my grandmother's stash. One of them I bought when I first started crafting. 2 of them. And one of them's black and white, one of them's seasons. These came from Walmart. And then just a few thin pieces of 65-pound cardstock for odds and end uses. And then all my small 6x6 paper pads. I have really trimmed down what I've decided to keep. I used to have tons and tons of these, but I just don't use pattern paper as much as I used to. So I've really cut down. I've got Tim Holtz. I've got some Echo Park Easter paper in here, some Lawn Fawn, some Little Bug Christmas card pads, stuff like that. And then over here we have my binders. I have my ink pad swatches in here. All the Distress Oxides. I'm only missing 3 now. My Catherine Pooler inks, which I have all of. And then I have a chart with all my Copic markers so far. This is where I keep all my stencils. This is where I keep mostly all of my embellishments. This is sequins and sequin mixes. This is where I make my own. This is what I make my own sequin mixes out of. And I keep like my metallic thread in here. And some of the sheets of sticky embellishments. Perfect pearls. Your next step, gumdrops. I think I got these in giveaway bags from craft events. Keep my glitter in here. My glitter duster, all the punches that I've decided to keep. I've moved my embossing powders to in here. Here. These are the markers I use to outline images when I fussy cut. This is where I keep all the other dies that don't go with stamp sets. So, alphabet and number, shapes, word dies, cover plates, and then embossing folders, and then all my Gemini Junior plates, cutting plates and magnetic plates and all that stuff. There's my Gemini Junior place. I keep my heat gun here, my washi tape, and I have this 3 basket cart. Plan on using this soon. I had my Arteza real brush pens in here, but I gave them to Riley so that she would leave my zigs alone. So right now it's just holding my water brushes, some extra gel pens. I keep the Eek powder tool in here, my purple tape. When I have little pieces of mirrored or glittered cardstock that I really don't want to waste but can't use for anything, I use this hole punch and I cut out all the pieces I can and I save it for like confetti and shaker cards. That's my colored pencil sharpener, stuff that I'll be using soon. My zigs and my zig blenders and some gel pens. I've cut down my gel pens as well. I've only kept some, less than half of what I used to have. Masking paper. And this is a rubber stamp set. You can make your own. I bought it so I could make my own sentiments. I've used it a few times. I have not used it as much as I thought I was gonna. I'm making a mess here, guys. The ruler for my glass media mat. That's where I keep all the information that I need for my videos for the design team and stuff. I've been keeping track of how often I've been sick, so that's what that's for. Ignore that. I keep all my charging cords, my recording stuff for the videos here, headphones, all that good stuff. My VIP pass from Disney World. This is that Project Life tool I was talking about. I have my texture paste in here. This is my new black memento marker for outlining images after I fussy cut. My other one dried out. Spatulas. I had a Teflon one here that Tigger Mama gave me, and Dan stole it for grout, so I gotta steal that back. And I use this when I'm using alcohol ink. Got some more glue here. This is glue I have that I don't use as often. Takes longer to dry. And I have transfer gel, my Tattered Angel sprays, and that won't stop falling. That's my wood burning tool. Glue dots, gilding flakes. And then here, I have another like shelf cart thing. Keep paper towels over there, foam tape, and that's just for odds and ends and junk down there. And this has most of the tools I use. Pens, pencils, scissors, gel, like my white and black gel pens. My snips for dyes, my good scissors that I use for fussy cutting. This is I got this at a craft event, the only blending Nouveau brush that I have. This is where I keep my other anti-static powder tools. My big scissors. This is filled with Dream Drops. I have another one filled with glue somewhere. My X-Acto blades, my two-way pens, all that good stuff. My glitter pens. And up there is some stuff I've stamped, but I haven't decided what to do with. My pick and my board, which almost always says the same thing, but it looks like it's missing a letter. 2 letters. She said that's a lot of money to spend on crafts, and I knew we couldn't be friends. That's what that's supposed to say. There's no light over here because that bulb burned out, but we have all my most used dies are over here. I just attached the magnetic paper, whatever you want to call it, sheets all down the side of my desk. And up here I keep like water for cleaning off brushes. That is my Bob Ross, dropped a die, energy drink that I bought in Myrtle Beach. We have some double-sided tape. That's where I hang it. And this has stuff like masking fluid, Copic refills, my little like cardstock ripper, edge rippers, acrylic blocks, my spray bottle. Those blending brushes up there I use for like embellishment mousse. Watercolors. Those are Gonzai Tambi. Some sprays and stuff that have come in kits and some stickles. Extra hand sanitizer over there. Then I've got my Prismacolor pencils, floss to try and work like a card panel that's been already stuck on. I use that if I really need to get it off the card base. Embellishment mousse, watercolor pencils, distress markers, Gamsol, and that usually has like prizes for the next couple months, giveaways in it. Embossing powder, my most used embossing powders in here. Clear, black, silver, gold, white. My most commonly used acrylic block because it's so comfortable. This holds like odds and ends, wobblers and stuff. And we have two stamps that I have with my name on them to put on the back of my cards. That's foam tape. My hand sanitizer I use to clean off my glass mat. My Easy Lights, my from Pear Blossom Press sticker sheets, adhesive sheets, foam dots, everything I need here that I have refills of in that cabinet over there. Sorry, see my messy kitchen there? And then we have my Copic markers here and here. I need to get another one of these. Brina Burgeon made this for me. She makes them and sells them, and I believe she makes them for Zigs and Copics and maybe a couple other items, I'm not sure. This is my jewel picker, my tape runner, my white paint gouache stuff is in here. And this is where I keep all my glues and glossy accents, crystal glaze, art glitter glue, my 3 best watercolor brushes, marker I use a lot, Sharpie, MFT glue. Keep all my paper here. So this has what I have left of Simon Says Stamp 120 pound cardstock, See, knocking stuff over again. Judykins embossable window plastic. Nina 110, Bristol Smooth. Here are a 120-pound cover. And then vellum, black cardstock, the Joann's 110-pound white. Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor, Canson XL. Spectrum Noirs cardstock, Arches 140-pound cold press, Nina 80-pound, and poster board. And that, specialty cardstock. Back here, some already folded card bases here, envelopes back here, and tags here. All my blending brushes are here. Hold on 1 second. So I have them all in this like makeup holder organizer. My Pixie sprays back there, my business cards, some stuff people have made me. Down here is my brother's scan and cut, some alcohol ink panels that I use for backgrounds and sentiments and stuff. The boards I use for watercolor and stuff like that. My toner sheets for foil, cardstock, more. This is all the stuff that before it's cut down. My scoreboard, my Misty and Mini Misty, my sidekick, my snot tape. Over there is fun foam and twine and baker's twine. And this is where I keep my Fiskars trimmer. There's that die I dropped. And then the laminator's down here. And the Tim Holtz guillotine is down there underneath. It's down there like that because it keeps Jax from finding it. And this is where I'm going to keep all my card-based cardstock and mirrored cardstock. I just bought this basket today. And like I said, this holds all my inks. Archival ink, Memento, blue and black ink, white pigment ink, hybrid inks, and my favorite black inks. VersaFine Clear, VersaFine, my embossing inks, alcohol lift ink, and the colored ink cubes I've decided to keep. These ones, mostly the little Simon Says stamp hybrid, these all came in a kit at one point or another. We have all my mini distress inks in there. And then we start my oxides. So we have them in this drawer, this drawer, this drawer, and they go by colors. And then we have Catherine Pooler. So the next 3 drawers are all my Catherine Pooler inks. And that's the basket I keep my rags in. Foam boards if I want just white behind my photos, my splat box, my distress crayons, my mini sponge daughters, my stamp chamois, bags for the Project Life tool, fuse pockets, fuse tool, that's what it is. Extra stamp chamois, all my foils, flock, transfer flock, right, and pre-cut. I usually bring these word pre-cut sentiments when I'm like going on a trip or something and I want to craft. I bring those. Take a quick look around here. So I have an outlight here, an outlight there. I had the daylight outlight up there. That bulb burned out just recently the other day. And I have an outlight that goes here, but if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that that outlight started sparking and smoking when I turned it on the other day. So I lost that bulb, and then I lost that light within an hour of each other. It was weird, so weird. So hopefully they'll replace that lamp for me, and I have to buy that bulb, but I went to Joann's and they didn't have it. But that's it for my craft room tour, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the way I decided to do my craft room, rearranging it, because I like it better this way, that's for sure. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.